house guests, welcome to today's BB20 updates and spoilers. Our house guest today is Kathy Thornburg. Thank you so much for the support, Kathy. We really, really appreciate it. And I'm just gonna give you guys a little preview. We've got like 3 Kathys in a row coming up, so get excited. It's Kathy week. But seriously, thank you so much. We really appreciate it. We think you're awesome. And if you guys want to be house guest of the day, be named Kathy. And I'm just kidding. Check out our Patreon link in the info box below. All right, so like, remember when it was all quiet in the house after the power of veto ceremony? It's not like that anymore. This is more of what we were expecting, but we're gonna get to that in a little bit. First, I gotta tell you how Faute / the Hive, whatever you want to call it, just keeps unraveling. Just when you think they can't do anything crazier, they do. So now Rockstar is kicking around a new idea. Now, Rockstar's up on the block with Bailey. She realizes if she stays, she's probably going to be on the block, like, every week. And not because she's, like, some huge threat, but because they're going to be using her as a pawn. She's going to be a pawn star. So she feels like she really can't compete against all the athletes in the house. So she thinks maybe she should sacrifice her spot in the game. She thinks maybe this is her chance to make a big social statement in front of America. Really show them what's important here. So, this is ridiculous. So, she's planning on maybe making some sort of like epic eviction speech so that Bailey will stay. She's like, oh, I'll tell everybody that I'm coming after them. I'll call people out for what I think they are. She's saying, I'll say that they're fake, spoiled-ass, rich, privileged kids. Bailey adds in classless, trashy. Really? I don't see how this is gonna work. I just see this making... First of all, I see Bailey getting evicted, and then I see Rockstar having a really uncomfortable time with the people that she just called fake, spoiled-ass, rich, and privileged. Classless and trashy. So Rockstar is like, I'm not making any promises here to Bailey, but I'm thinking about it. I just wanted to kind of like bounce this idea off of you. Okay, so then Rockstar is talking to Fessy, and she's like, if I were to go this week, what are the chances of you, Haley, and Bailey making it to the final 3? Not good. But Fessy's like, I don't know. Big surprise there. What does Fessy know? Because I feel like he's always just saying, I have no freaking idea what's going on in here. But Rockstar's like, I don't know. I don't want to jeopardize my family's chance at, like, the money. But she feels like this may be bigger than that. Is it, though? You're on a freaking game show. I know it must feel like it's like the whole world is in that house in the moment, but come on, you're on a game show. Also, you're gonna freaking poo-poo like 50,000 if she gets dragged all the way to the end and gets second place. You're gonna poo-poo that? Wasn't she talking about how she wants to put down a down payment on a house? I think 50,000 would go towards that pretty nicely. But anyway, Rockstar was then talking about it with Sam, and she's like, I'm looking at it as self-preservation versus epic social statement. And Sam's like, you know, I think that's a beautiful sentiment that you would want to do that, but I don't know that this is the right platform to do it, right? So then Rockstar's going through her reasoning, her whole, I'm just going to be a pawn. I can't compete against these people, blah, blah, blah. Bailey will have a better chance of winning. And it would be great if she was the first female black winner of Big Brother US. So then Sam basically tells her, again, like, that's great, but think about the people at home that you're playing for. Like, that's your team. You should, you know, don't forget about them. She's got a point there. Okay, so then Rockstar has not decided what she's going to do there yet. We still have time. But Haley and Bailey were talking in the pink bedroom, and they're like, whoa. This is a freaking tough week for our group. We've got 2 of our team up on the block. This sucks. So then Bailey says that she was told that the live feeders are onto her and she's not allowed to talk about production. What does that mean? I think it sounds like she's saying the live feeds are onto her possibly being pregnant. That's the way that I took it. Hello, everybody saw you have sex with Swaggy. Unprotected sex. And then we all heard him talking about it with Fessy talking about the Plan B pill. So yeah, it's out there. It's not like we just cracked your code. No, it's out there. So anyway, moving on. Bailey isn't sure, back to the game. Bailey isn't sure how to go about campaigning. She's in a tricky situation here because she's not the hacker. Somebody out there is the hacker. She doesn't know who it is. So if she says the wrong thing when she's talking to the hacker, she could go home, because let's not forget, the hacker still gets to eliminate one eviction vote this week. So if she's telling somebody, oh, I got this person's vote and this person's vote, the hacker could be like, no you don't, I'm taking that one away. But don't worry, because you're talking to the hacker right now. Also, she wants to use her power app as a bargaining tool, a campaigning tool, but that's the reason why a lot of people want her out, right? Okay, so then Bailey says whoever has the hacker app is letting her suffer is evil and worse than anybody. Woo! Haley's sitting there with the freaking sweats, man. She's freaking out. So they chat again about an hour later. This time they're in the lounge room. It's time for Haley to blow up her game. What? What are you doing? Can no one keep a secret in this house except for Tyler? And even Tyler hinted to Casey, like, you don't have to worry about that last power, but it went over her head. Anyway, Haley's like, I need to talk to you. I want you to know I would never intentionally make anything bad happen to you, ever. So she says, I owe you an apology because I won the hacker competition. So then Bailey's like, what? Did you really? Shut up. Are you serious? And Haley's like, yes. I wanted to take a shot at Tyler, and I feel bad, but I couldn't take Rockstar off the block because I didn't want any of us to get blamed for it, and it would have been super obvious. And she says she never would have done this if she knew that Bailey would be blamed for it. So she says she hates seeing Bailey go through this. It's been torture watching it. And then they both start crying. And I mean, like, crying really hard. It was sweet in a way to see the raw emotion and to see them, like, comforting each other, because Bailey is not mad at Haley. No freaking way. She's going to redirect her anger from the hacker to the other side. She was already mad at them anyway, but now she's going to be like, you freaking blamed me for this, and I wasn't the hacker. But anyway, Haley says that she's going to call a house meeting and admit to being the hacker. So not only is she telling Bailey about this, but she's about to tell the whole house, including Tyler, who she put up on the block. So Bailey's telling her, no, don't do it. She says she's pissed, but she's telling Haley it's okay. I'm not mad at you. I'm not, I wasn't trying to make you feel bad. And then Bailey's crying really hard. Like, they're holding each other in their arms, and then they're holding each other's hands. Like, it's emotional. That must really suck to find out that you're in this position because of your best friend. Because it's one thing if you think it's somebody else from the other side trying to pin this on you, and you could be, like, really angry about it. But when you find out that it's because of your best friend, that must really blow. So Bailey says, again, I'm not mad at you. I'm pissed that everybody else was so quick to throw me under the bus. All right. So then Haley's like, I never meant for this to happen. I took the shot. I missed. Yeah, you did. And she thought if the veto was used, that Angela would just put Scotty back up on the block. She never anticipated this happening. So she keeps saying that she wants to have a house meeting because she feels like if she does, that Bailey will stay. How is that gonna make Bailey stay? What? It's not about the hacker. I feel like James Kennedy. It's not about the pasta. It's not about the hacker. That is an excuse. Like, yeah, if she's the hacker, yay, we're getting rid of her. If not, who cares? She has a power app, and that's the real reason why people want to get rid of her. But Haley seems to think if she comes clean about it, and people find out that Bailey's not the hacker, they'll want to keep her and they'll feel bad. It's not going to happen. But Bailey says, she kept telling her, don't do this house meeting. You don't have to do this. But then she's like, you know what? If you do the house meeting and Angela and Tyler start being mean to you, I will go off on them. So I guess she's cool with it now. So Haley's like, all right, I want to have the meeting tomorrow, as in Wednesday. And she's going to figure out a way for Bailey to stay. Good luck with that. All right, so then last night, Bailey, Haley, and Fessy were discussing the votes. trying to figure out who they could swing to get Bailey to stay. And now they know that Haley is the hacker, so she gets to eliminate a vote. I believe she's planning on getting rid of Tyler's vote. Because obviously Tyler is not going to vote for Bailey to stay. So then they're thinking, well, Sam is going to do what Tyler wants, so we're not going to get her either. Casey was really close to Bailey, but she's been very pro Angela lately. I mean, try all season. They've been working together all season, but they didn't pick up on that. And then Fessy says he'll work on JC. Maybe they could get Brett and Scotty. No! Okay. So anyway, then Haley decides she's got to tell her allies that the rest of her allies that she's the hacker before, so that she can hold this house meeting. I just messed up, by the way. She had not told Fessy at that point. That came later. So she didn't talk about whose vote she was going to cancel out yet. We'll get there. Okay, I'm just so excited. So she talks to Fessy in the hammock, and she's like, I gotta tell you something serious. I'm the hacker. And Fessy's like, yeah, I knew it. I mean, he did. He grilled her many times about being the hacker, and she was like, no, I'm not. What? But he knew. So then Haley says, I'm going to call a house meeting because it's not fair that Bailey's taking the heat for this. I hate seeing it happen. So he's like, wait, what? You're going to do what? I don't think you should do that. He says, if you call this house meeting, it's just going to make you a target next week. It's not going to change anything. Bailey's still going to go. And Haley's like, no, it'll save Bailey. No, it won't. So then Haley's like, this is what I want to say at the meeting. I'm the hacker. Everyone owes Bailey an apology. I'm going to tell Angela she's a dumbass. I don't see her saying that. Also, she wants to say that she wanted Tyler out for several weeks. That's a big statement to say to, like, one of the biggest comp beasts in the house. Whoa. So then it's time for Fessy to own up to a secret that he's been holding. He says he knew about Bailey's power app the whole time. He was the only person that she told other than Rachel. And he couldn't share it with her because he just didn't feel like it was his secret to tell. And Haley's like, it's okay. I'm not mad. All right. So then these two freaking went back and forth debating the merits of a house meeting for a long time. They weren't even sure if she was going to do it at all. And then they were like, should I do it tonight? Should I wake people up? Should I wait till tomorrow? So eventually they decide she is going to go through with it, but she's going to wait until the morning. So these are the reasons. Fessy feels like at this point, you really messed up by telling Bailey before you told me, because now if you don't tell everybody, Bailey could tell people. So you got to go public before Bailey tells everybody, because if you don't, it's going to be a really bad look for you. Also, we can use this meeting to put a target on Tyler, and he's already going to be mad at you anyway when he finds out you're the hacker. So really just go for it. You know, really paint that target on him. Fessy says he's ready to go to war. He says he'll back her up at the meeting if things get crazy. They think that this meeting will sway potentially Scotty, Casey, Brett, and then Fessy thinks that he can convince JC. I don't see it. I don't see it. But then again, we have a lot more information than they do. So Haley, this is where Haley says she's going to cancel Tyler's vote. And then Fessy's like, whoa, if you do that, it might even be unanimous for Bailey to stay. What? Stop. Just stop. Okay. And then they're talking about what's going to happen next week. Fessy says that Haley should be fine as long as Tyler doesn't win HOH. He's the only one that would target her. No, do you think that Tyler is alone in this house? What are you talking about? Bailey also will be around to use her power just in case Tyler wins. So she'll make sure that Haley does not go up on the block. I'm speechless. Alright, so this morning, Bailey and Angela finally have their one-on-one conversation. Because remember, Angela was all like, I don't want to talk to you right now. We'll talk at another time. So Angela comes over to Bailey. They're on the living room couches. And she's like, I want you to know that everything we talked about when I first got HOH, I truly meant from the bottom of my heart. And just to remind you, she was telling Bailey, like, if I don't win this, I want you to win and be the first African-American woman to win. All that stuff. So she says, I never expected it to go down the way it did. I just had to do what was best for my game. So Bailey is crying. She's like, that's fine. But you were wrong. I'm not the hacker. So she's telling Angela, you lost a good friend. I protected you when my side wanted you out last week. You know, I told you that you were safe. I followed through. And for you to treat me like trash for the last few days hurt me to the core. So then, this was so weird. Angela brings up something totally unexpected. She's like, do you remember the first HOH competition with the dots? I feel like I remember you put the final dot in my tube that eliminated me from the competition. So she says, that raised a red flag for me. You're really gonna bring up the week 1 HOH competition? What? So Bailey's like, well, you should have talked about it with me then. You know, I can't believe you're holding this grudge for that long. And she says, I seem to remember you putting a dot in my tube as well. So Angela's like, no, I don't remember that. So Bailey's like, well, whatever. I'm upset that you never came to me and asked me if I was the hacker. You just went along with it, and instead you embarrassed me in front of everybody. So Angela's like, think what you want, but I did what I had to do. So then Angela gets up and walks away. Bailey is saying to her as she's leaving, you're gonna look really stupid. All right, so Bailey is pissed after having this conversation with Angela. She's slamming stuff. She's barricading herself in the lounge room, putting like that little table in front of it and everything, all those weird sculptures. And then she goes to her room. She starts packing her stuff. Rockstar's also packing. People are getting heated, man. It's about to blow. So then Haley pulls Rockstar aside and lets her know, I'm the hacker. So she explains why she couldn't take her down. She was worried how Rockstar was going to react about this. But Rockstar was just like, whoa, you're smart. You won something. Like, good for you. And then she's like, you should have put bread up. Of course she's going to say that. So then Haley's like, all right, I'm going to have this house meeting. Rockstar's like, I'm on board. Let's do it. So Haley's allies are pumping her up, getting her ready for this. She's practicing her speech. And then it's time. Hold on, I need to get ready for this. Okay, so Haley gathers everyone for a house meeting. They all get together in the living room. And if you have the live feeds, I highly suggest that you flash back to this because it wasn't that long even. It was like between 5 and 10 minutes. It was a lot. It was one of the craziest fights I have ever seen on this show. So if you want to flash back to 12:24 p.m., it's on all 4 cameras, of course, because everybody was there. Just see it, hear it for yourself, feel it for yourself. I'm sure it'll be uploaded onto YouTube as well if you don't have the feeds. All right, so Haley starts things off, and she's like, all right, guys, first of all, I love everyone in this room. However, there are several people here who owe Bailey an apology, including myself, because last Thursday, I won the hacker competition. So everybody's just like, okay. No, like, huge reactions there. So Haley says, Tyler, I did not put you up for personal reasons. I put you up because Caitlin told me about several moves that you were trying to make, several people you were working with, and several comments that you made that not one person would put you up in this house. So she says, that, combined with your 4 competition wins, made you an obvious target for me. So then she addresses Angela. She says, Angela, I never wanted to steal your power this week. It wasn't like that. This was the only opportunity that I've had in this game to make a move, and I took it. So she's like, I'm telling all of you this because the way that Bailey's been treated this week has been unfair. It's not her fault. She's being blamed for something that she didn't do. So it sounds like it's over or whatever. And then she's like, I'd also like to add that last week, Tyler came to Bailey in the HOH room and asked for Angela to be backdoored. That's not true. That is not true. I just want to make that clear. They even showed this on the episode. Tyler went to Bailey and asked, if I use the veto, you're putting up Angela? Like if somebody uses a power or something? And Bailey was like, yeah. So that's not true. I don't know. I'm assuming Haley does not know how it actually went down because it was only Tyler and Bailey in the room during that conversation. So I'm sure she's going along with Bailey's story. But we saw on the episode even that that's not what happened. So then all hell breaks loose. Swaggy called it, right? So Tyler starts laughing and he's like, that's hilarious because that's a lie. And Bailey jumps in and she says, it's true, you know it's true. So then she brings up how Angela was bringing up the week 1 HOH competition with the dots, and she's like, Tyler, you were the one who told me to put a dot in Angela's tube in the first HOH competition. I can't believe anybody's bringing this up. It's wild. So then Bailey starts screaming about Tyler treating her like trash this week. She's like, you're caught. I'm not going to do the screaming because it hurts my throat to even have watched that. The level that she was screaming at, I have never heard anyone scream like that in my life. So she's like, how dare you treat me like that when I'm trying to protect you? I gave you the week off last week when I could have gone after you, and you said that you're going to vote me out for something that I didn't do. So she's like, you could have just apologized and it would have been fine. But no, and you were walking around with your sunglasses inside. I guess that was during the power veto ceremony that we'll see on tonight's episode. But Bailey's like, you won't even apologize and you still won't apologize. And she says, you're just a little boy because you can't apologize. So Tyler's like, okay, it's irrelevant if you're the hacker or not. You have a power. So Rockstar's like, she's not the hacker. So Tyler's like, all right, congrats. I'm still voting her out because you have a power. So anyway, when Bailey hears that, she screams, shut up! So she is livid. Tyler's voice is raised, but it's more of like a, what can I say? Wait, let me see. Let's see a Tyler line. He's like, it's irrelevant if you're the hacker because you got power. So it's like a raised surfer voice, but it wasn't like a full out scream like Bailey. So Tyler's like, you're screaming at me, and she, meaning Haley, is the one that did this to you. She set you up this week. And Bailey's like, she was trying to set you up, sweetheart. So she pulls out the sweetheart. And then Bailey is insisting that Tyler told her to put up Angela last week. Tyler's like, just because you're screaming doesn't mean it's true. There's no reason for me to throw Angela under the bus. That's not how it happened. He's telling his side of the story, but Bailey is insisting that that's not what happened. All right. So then Bailey's screaming again. She's walking away at this point. She's screaming about how she did nothing wrong and everybody was treating her like trash for no reason. So then she screams so hard, she bites her own lip and it was bleeding all over her teeth. It was insane. Okay, so then Bailey runs off to the pink bedroom. She slams the door shut. Tyler keeps talking. He's saying, you lied about not having a power app and you got called out for it. And he's like, I would never throw Angela's name out there, blah, blah, blah. So he's still going. And Bailey comes back out. Oh my God. She opens the door and comes back out. And now, if you thought the screaming before was wild, the screaming that she did when she came out the second time, this was, I can't even describe it. Before anybody asks why we just cut the video there, it's because the camera only records like 24 minutes or whatever before you have to redo it. So like, I didn't cut anything crazy out, don't worry. Okay, so Bailey screaming like over the top of her lungs. She has reached and exceeded her lung capacity. So, I mean, she's like losing her voice at this point. She's screaming so hard. She's like, I didn't tell anybody about my power because I wasn't going to use it. Ah! And she didn't want to use it on anybody, which is crazy because she was definitely planning on using it. I'm sorry. And then she was saying it expires soon and she wasn't going to use it. And then she's telling Tyler, you are effing terrible. You've made my life in this house a living hell. And then that was it. She slide slams closed that pink bedroom door again. What? How did he make your life no, you need to take responsibility for your actions. So then Bailey, she's in the pink bedroom. Sam, Haley, and Rockstar run over there to comfort her. Tyler's like, whoa, that went way too far. I'm not a villain like that. I can't even believe what just happened. I can't either. That exceeded all of my expectations. That was crazy. So then Tyler goes up to the HOH room with Angela and JC. He's crying. He's like, I'm not a villain. And they're like, Tyler, that was nuts. Bailey is playing the victim right now. She does it all the time, and she's not the victim. No. They say that they believe Tyler. They believe when he says that he did not throw Angela under the bus. Excuse me. And Tyler's just like sitting there with this freaking same emoji pillow, like he's a mess, man. So where does this leave us? Well, level 4 and friends still saying Bailey's gotta go. Imagine that, because even if she's not the hacker, she has the power app, and they don't want that in play. The Hive just doesn't seem to get that it was never about the hacker. It was never really about that. It's because she has a power app, and she's like, I get that she's saying like, oh, I could have used this app to help Angela or whatever, but like, why would she trust you when she first asked you about that and you said you wouldn't use it that way? And why is she gonna trust you and turn on her alliance that she's been working with the whole time? It's crazy. So level 4 is even questioning at this point if Haley is actually the hacker or if she's just doing this to help Bailey, and she's just like trying to be relevant because she hasn't done anything on the show yet. Guys, Haley's the hacker. But anyway, yeah, this meeting did not have the effect that they were going for. But we're going to have way more of the fallout tomorrow because I really want to give you guys everything. I don't want it to just be glossed over. I'm sure it's going to be a crazy night because the eviction is tomorrow. So let me know what you guys think in the comments about all that. And until tomorrow, much love.